Hello and welcome back to the final section of our Facebook Live today. So again, just a reminder that we are celebrating #LoveTheatre Day. So get online, tweet about it, talk about it, tell us what you love about theatre, tell us where you're watching from. Do share and comment and ask questions. I can look at your questions and respond if you've got anything interesting that you'd like to know. So in this third in this third section of our Facebook Live event, we are in the Scenic Art Workshop. So you might hear some bangs, you might hear some noises. The students are working, they're constantly working here, they work on personal projects, they work on the show, and as I said, we've got two shows. We've got Easter, and we've got Suddenly Last Summer, and Something Happens. Don't quote me on those names, we will put it in the comment, but they start next week. So we're going to have a little look around. This is an amazing space filled with stuff that you can see. There's paint pots, there's work, it's a hive of industry. We're also going to chat to Erin, who is a student who's been working on one of the shows. You're going to wing past her now. Look, there she is. Great. So while we're doing that, let's come and say hello. Hi. So tell Facebook Live your name and your show role.
Erin, I was the scenic artist on the Vanbrugh show.
Great, and the Vanbrugh show is Suddenly Last Summer and Something Happens.
Something Unspoken.
Something Unspoken, yeah. Thank you so much.
No,
that's why they're here. Great, okay, and now tell me what you were doing. So you have been working on, you've been working on the cyclorama, the backdrop?
Yeah, so there's been a big backdrop, and then, so as a scenic art student, we handle all the paint, pretty much.
Right.
So the big thing on this was the backdrop, which was 6 meters 20 by 11 meters 20 gauze. Wow. So we got these references, and then it was supposed to be not pleated, but like a curtain. So my designer then stretched it out so that when it pleated, it still gave the same kind of image as you got in the first one.
Amazing. Okay, so these have come from the designer as a reference point, as something to work directly from. Is that how that worked?
Something to work directly from, but subject to change.
Right, okay.
It was pretty difficult to get an exact replica.
I guess you were upscaling this enormously. So how do you go about upscaling it? So you've got some grids here. Is that how you do it?
So we used the paint frame, so everything has to be, it's mostly scaff. So we couldn't mark the gauze because it's really hard to get it off, and
right.
A lot of it's white.
Cool.
So we used string to mark it out, and then marked it out in here. And that's how we kind of did it.
Amazing. And so that's actually just around the corner. So we're going to have a look in a minute at kind of where you do that, where you make that markup. Great. And just remind us again, so you're on the Technical Theatre and Stage Management course. You're in your second year?
Yeah, second year.
Lovely. So are you specialising now in scenic art? Is that what you do?
That's what I picked for the rest of the year.
Amazing. Yes. Okay. So in your first year, you get a bit of everything. You do you work on rotation, right?
Yeah.
So you do a little bit of each areas, and you've decided that in your second year, this is the area you really like.
Pretty much, yeah.
Great, cool.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
It's good. Just to recap, so that's wonderful, right? Let's go and have a look now at where Erin's been working and how this kind of has upscaled. Okay. So we're going to sneak through here. Do you want to go first? Great. So these are, I guess, larger scale versions of what? So you're starting to upscale them? Tell us what this is.
Yeah, so when I started, I hadn't used a spray gun before.
Right.
So this was kind of to get a feel of what that would look like, how it would work. So this wasn't just, like, I didn't work from the reference. This was just to kind of see how it
so this is you
worked.
testing techniques, I guess.
Yeah, and we did this on, I think it's MDF to start off with, which is a lot different from the gauze, and it shows up differently. So when you do it on the gauze, it becomes a lot more washed out.
Right, okay.
So that's why I did this one, to kind of see what the texture would be like. And it was very, very washed out. So if you see the one in the Vanbrugh, you can see things behind it already. So then we used sponging and rollers on this one to try and make it more dense.
So this is a combination of several techniques then. So it's spray gun, it's sponging. And what is the is this acrylic? Is this a special type of?
No, I think it's mostly immersion paint.
Oh, emulsion.
Yep,
oh, nice. Okay, great. So if you watched us on the second episode of our Facebook Live event, then you will have seen this briefly in the backdrop as they were lighting. So you'll have seen just elements of this. Again, come and see the show. It starts next week. So great. And this is a huge place. Just tell me, is this how big the whole thing ends? Is this the same as the backdrop in the Vanbrugh?
The same,
Is
the
it the same
material?
dimensions? No, no, no.
Oh, gosh,
this
no.
enormous. Oh gosh, no.
No. It's so the paint frame can go to about 5 meters 75.
Right.
I think 8 or 7 meters across. So we had to concertina it up at the sides, and then it would fill the whole paint frame. And then we got to the bottom, and it still went on for another meter.
Wow, okay.
So we had to lift it up and then paint it on the surface. Yeah.
And I'm just interested, does it, if it's gauze, what happens behind it? Are you painting, are you spraying onto the wall?
Oh, no, so that's why there's scaff bars rigged.
Right, okay.
So if you spray it on, because of the holes, it will rebound off the frame.
Right, okay.
So then you'll get an outline of the frame, which we didn't want.
Right.
So they rigged a scaff bar for us, and then it came this way. And then to stop seeing behind it, I think they're going to rig a full black, and then that should make it
I see, more
opaque.
prominent. Okay,
Yeah.
and so you said scaff bar, and I think I know what that is, but just so that everyone at home
Yeah.
knows exactly what that is, can you tell us what that is?
It's the iron bar at the top.
Okay, and you rigged that especially to paint this?
Yeah, the technical management team came in and did that for me.
Amazing, and then
yeah.
so there are more students who worked on that as well.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So this whole thing from end to end is worked on by students and professionals to kind of create the performance that you will see hopefully in a week's time. Brilliant. And let's have a little explore as well while we're here.
Yeah.
So I'm just spotting over there something that looks familiar. If you watched the first in our series with Zoe, I beg your pardon, with Zara and Joe, we had a look at Easter. So that was the show in our GBS theatre. So can you tell me a bit about this?
So this isn't the show that I worked on. So
No.
you get.
Sorry.
That's all right. No. So you each get put onto a different show, and another second year student called Emily Horvath. She's the senior cast in the GBS, and she did this. This is a sample of one of the panels. So you make one of these, show it to the designer, and then they can pick and choose what they want before they see it in big scale.
Great,
Yeah.
okay. So this is a lovely sample, and there are various bits of samples. It's a kind of wonderful space, as you can see on if you're watching live now. There's examples of beautiful paintings up there, and loads of elements. Look, there's a wall over there, and all of this goes into the training for the technical theatre and stage management course. People specialise at different levels, but this is the kind of thing that you see backstage. Amazing. So thank you very much, Erin, for chatting to us. You've been a star. All our students have been really wonderful today. They're really everyone's working really, really hard, especially because now we're in the fit-ups, we're going. All of this stuff is getting set up on stage for the shows next week with our third year BA Honours in Acting students on stage, and then a combination of almost all of our technical theatre arts students off stage. If you want to know more about the technical theatre arts programs, so that is the Foundation Diploma in Technical Theatre and Stage Management and the BA Hons in Technical Theatre and Stage Management, and also the Postgraduate Diploma in Theatre Costume, then come along to an open day. We have an open day on the 27th. You'll get to see, you get to see this live. You'll get to have a look at our stages, our different spaces. You can talk to our technical theatre faculty, our staff, and some of the students will be there as well, so you can ask them questions if you're interested about the course. And finally, the shows. Again, I've been telling you a lot, but the shows open next week. You can come and see them. You can book a ticket. They're public events. They're really wonderful performances. And the very, very last thing is thank you very much for joining us on this Love Theatre Day. So hashtag Love Theatre Day. It carries on all day. You'll see us throughout the rest of the day posting things about why we love theatre. And you can let us know too. Please keep watching, keep sharing, keep commenting on our videos. And thank you very much.